Crumbs?
I think I am.
All right, actually, I'm gonna be playing it too. I haven't decided which kind of character I'm gonna play yet, but Barbarian is looking fun.
First ban coming out from Legion is Morgana targeted at Skara. Obviously feared for the Black Shield, one of the most powerful spells in the game.
Yeah, that Black Shield definitely interrupts a lot of things. I remember seeing you guys play at Hanover, and Nijaki on Morgana got some amazing Black Shields off that completely saved Cop. You guys were playing against TSM, and Reginald was on that Gragas. And we also see a Lee Sin ban here, and I'm assuming that's definitely targeted at Cruiser since he is really well known for that Lee Sin top lane. That's pretty much obviously targeted towards him. This song is really weird.
Yeah, Lee Sin targeted at Cruiser the Bruiser, very known for his top lane Lee Sin, very good at him. And then the Mundo ban coming from LgN. Mundo, very strong jungler, manaless jungler, which makes him basically endlessly sustained in the jungle with his ultimate targeted at I Will Dominate. Very popular for his jungler and probably one of the first competitive junglers to start using him.
Yeah, I have to agree. I always see him playing Mundo when he has that opportunity, and I guess taking him out of the equation really makes it so you won't get those devastating level 2 ganks after that red buff, and him being able to roam around, and especially die from behind towers, which is really crucial, or is really, like, gives a huge advantage to that team.
Now the Kennen ban, I think that is targeted at Probably. Probably used to be the top lane player for LgN, and then they lost their top lane player, who I believe was Arknight, and then acquired Cruiser, and then he moved to middle lane, but still plays Kennen in middle, which Kennen, a very strong hero. Again, a manaless hero. 3 out of 4 of the bans here are manaless champions, which is may tell you something about the mechanics of that game.
Oh, that Scar, that that Soraka ban is obviously targeted at Scar. I have to say that right off the bat, just from was it IPL4 with Scar was doing that Soraka mid lane, and Voivo was running that Lulu top lane, and it's extremely devastating having that double/triple support. Really made it hard for anyone even to like compete against him or even burst anyone down on that team. So that's pretty much obvious ban. And Shen as a last ban, which I mean that's just an overall ban period, just because he's so strong in that top lane, correct?
Yeah, Shen's top lane, one of the strongest top laners. Very hard to gank, very tanky, and does quite a substantial amount of damage. And combined with his ultimate and ability to split push, very powerful hero. Meanwhile, LgN picking up Taric as their first pick. That's going to go to Nubish, their support player. Taric, one of the few supports that are left in the pool, because Janna was banned in the
Yeah,
pre-chat bans.
correct. And so was Urgot. And what do you feel about Taric lately? I mean, he's kind of coming back in his own, at least in solo queue, doing that Taric Grace combo, being able to burst someone down extremely quickly.
I think one of the reasons that Taric is coming out is the fact that his stun is always in the land. You're not going to miss a stun, and the fact that his bonus armor just helps your entire team out by so much really makes you very tanky against heavy physical teams, and that's the reason behind it. That's basically it.
Yeah, very true. I kind of still feel like he has a really sort of useless late game. I mean, he's extremely tanky, but after that, heal, which has an extremely long cooldown, and after that stun, he pretty much does nothing unless you're running like a heavy AD top lane, an AD bot lane, and maybe even like a sort of AD jungler to really capitalize on his ultimate.
And now the Nautilus pick coming up.
What?
This
That has to
cannot
be a
be.
placeholder. That has to be a
This has to be a
placeholder.
placeholder. I'm messaging him right now.
I know what, a part of me really hopes that he's actually gonna play Evelyn though.
I'm asking him right now. It's Graves. It's Graves. Okay. That's actually a Graves pick.
Okay, well, definitely taking away that Grace from having the potential Taric Grace combo at bottom, and Cruz are actually picking up a Mumu here, and Mumu is actually really coming into his own too, and you actually might be able to talk about that, because in the meta, well, at least over the past couple of months, he's kind of been pushed away just because he's not really that aggressive jungler, doesn't have really any good aggressive counter jungling, and he can be counter jungler quite easily himself, but, how do you feel about him lately and him coming back into the scene?
The buffs on the Mumu with his ultimate were very good for him. He manages to pull his ultimate much more often since it reduced the cooldown by about 15 seconds, and his ultimate being his most signature move on him, which allows him to do what he does best in a team fight more often, and that's really the reason behind his comeback. He's quite a fast jungler and very tanky, and his passive actually reduces quite a bit of magic resistance and takes heroes into the negative if they don't have enough. So Amumu is very strong right now, and since Nautilus is not a counter jungler, he's just a farming and ganking jungler, Amumu can be free to be picked because he's not going to be expecting any counter jungling.
Yeah, very true. And I've actually seen lately a lot of Amumu's building even a little bit of AP, kind of going like a tanky AP kind of build, because he still does an insane amount of damage if he does stay alive long enough. You know, that Tears does percent damage. His E also does a lot of damage as well. And we're also seeing a Nunu and a Malzahar pick coming out of Dignitas here, and we're obviously going to see Nunu Graves bottom lane, which is extremely strong. I mean, Kog'Maw Nunu has probably become a signature lane for Nunu, but you know, anyone that has a decent attack speed buff, you know, paired with Nunu, if he goes for that early Phantom Dancer, he should be doing an insane amount of damage. And not to mention, even just an IE with that, you know, his own attack speed buff with Nunu's Blood Boil should be extremely deadly lane.
Yeah, I wouldn't count him the Malzahar pick, and they go with
Aw.
Rise. That's cutie pie picking. He'll never pick what's in the. He'll never pick accurately. So going for Rise for Skara, and the Nunu Graves combo is actually the reason behind it is you can build all damage. You don't need to build attack speed early, and then you can count on all your attack speed coming from the Blood Boil. So that saves about 3,000 gold that was otherwise be spent in the Phantom Dancer, and you can go straight for damage with Infinity Edge and Last Whisper, and makes the AD carry extremely powerful by that point. But they're going to be facing the Taric Corki lane, which does a very high amount of damage that does not rely from auto attacks, so snowballs may not be as effective as you would see them versus any other lane.
Right, yeah, Corgi definitely isn't one of those champions that's affected too heavily by attack speed reduction. I mean, having that Q for some burst damage, not to mention his rockets, which fill in between auto attacks, just does an insane amount of damage. And I'm assuming he's going to be going for a Triforce as well in this game, just because that's kind of like a standard Corki build everyone seems to be going lately. And we're also seeing a Vladimir Cassiopeia pick coming out of Legion here, so we're going to be seeing Cassiopeia top lane, or sorry, mid lane with Vladimir top lane. That should actually be really interesting, because Vladimir kind of, with these Woda changes, I feel like he's been a lot weaker now. I mean, he still is extremely strong late game, but his early game, I mean, kind of gets delayed even more. He has to stay in it just a little bit longer because not having that Woda with the change, and he was really easily susceptible to ganks early on.
Yeah, and now the picks from LgN, they're going for a heavy AoE, large amounts of magic damage team, and with heavy armor shredding, which is only going to benefit Corki, but the Vladimir with Cassiopeia, the double Woda, combined with Amumu's ability to lock everybody in place, is going to be very powerful and possibly very hard to deal with for Dignitas right now. That is a lot of damage. Those are very high damage targets that are hard to kill. Cassiopeia, not the easiest to kill if she has Will of the Ancients. Same goes for Vladimir and Corki. And Dignitas actually picking up top lane Fiddlesticks for Voivoi. Fiddlesticks considered a counter to Vladimir in the top lane because he has the Drain, which drains Vladimir even while pooled, as well as the Silence, Magic Resist Reduction, and the Fear.
Sorry, did your lobby actually break?
It did, but we have to leave it anyways.
Okay, just making sure.
The Eve placeholder.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see Amumu maybe build an Abyssal Scepter as well to help out Vladimir and Cassiopeia. You know, having that extra match reduction and extra AP for him is extremely nice. Even though he is going against heavy AP, so yeah, I would definitely expect an item like that. And having that Cassiopeia ultimate with an Amumu ultimate is just deadly. I mean, you could be pretty much kept out of a fight for a good 3-4 seconds, and you know, Dignitas has to be really careful of that. But that Fiddlesticks, I haven't seen a lane fiddle in forever, especially a top lane fiddle.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks was actually played by Dignitas. I don't remember the match which it happened, but it worked very well for them. I believe it was in the first round of this tournament. It was Dignitas versus Team Lazuria, and they had Fiddlesticks versus the Shen. It didn't go very well because he did get camped a bit, but in the end he managed to pull through, and both teams going with a heavy AoE comp, and they're going to see people dying very quickly.
Yeah, Fiddle could definitely stay alive during that AoE. I mean, Amumu's definitely going to be hit by that. You have Taric and Corki, who can easily be caught by his ultimate, but it's all about, you know, positioning for Fiddlesticks. If you can't get that perfect positioning off, or if you get interrupted with that ultimate, you're pretty much useless throughout that entire team fight.
The placeholder, since everybody's asking, the placeholder Evelyn is actually Graves. Eve equals Graves, so there's no Evelyn being played in this game.
Look at that chat, and someone's like, why don't they ever show Crumbs' screen in the Rainy Gaming stream? The other casters usually a bad cameraman. Jeez. Well, this is my second game casting for the Rainy Gaming Invitational, and the first one was actually, I believe Liquid actually streamed that one. So, I don't know. Give me a chance, guys. We'll see what happens here. People are asking if you have a jungle Lulu guide. as well.
Oh, dang, I gotta step up my guide game.
Yeah, definitely check out those guides. This tournament is directly supported by lolpro.com, correct?
It is. It's for lolpro.com, reignofgaming.net, and curse.com. Those three.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a really exciting best of three series here between LgN and Dignitas. I hope it's extremely fun and probably just I guess probably is extremely excited about D3 here because every game name he makes it's about D3 and apparently I'm a Cutie Pie wants to play the Guild Wars 2 beta, which I've actually been hearing is really good. And I'm kind of excited to see what happens because Terra, in my opinion, was not that great.
I have actually never played Diablo or Guild Wars, so
Strictly a MOBA gamer.
basically. Oh, and I played StarCraft, no, so RTS and MOBA.
I gotta ask, what race did you play in StarCraft?
Zerg.
Actually, no, I'll give you some credit because Zerg is pretty hard to
Zerg
play.
is hard. That's why I play it. I played it in the first one. I liked it more in the. I liked the original StarCraft.
See, what's sad is I played I played Terran, but I felt Terran was so underpowered, even though they were the most overpowered race. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, but Zergs require so much mechanical skill. It's quite ridiculous.
Someone needs to give Scar a graze. That is very true.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen him stream, and he usually has like 30,000 IP. So
I want to go and play that song again, actually, if I can pull it up here.
it is incredible. Am I not right?
It's awkward. Like, I mean, if I wasn't looking at the video, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. But now that I see the video, it's just kind of like, what?
All right, well, picks coming out. This is a blind pick remake. We have to use a placeholder for Skara because he does not own Graves. So hey guys, let's support Skara. Let's get him Graves for next game. We got LGN with Cassiopeia, Corki, and Vladimir. Cassie going middle lane, Vladimir top, Corki and Tarek in bottom with the Moon in the jungle, and then Team Dignitas with Cutie Pie and Locust with Nunu and Graves in the bottom, Rise middle, Voivod playing Fiddlesticks top, and Dominate on Nautilus going in the jungle. This is the second round of the LoL Pro Reign of Gaming Invitational Curse.com thing tournament.
Curse.com thing tournament majigger thingy. Actually, I'm really excited to see what happens at bot lane and in the jungle. Mid lane and top lane are kind of, I mean, in my opinion, going to be pretty boring. Not much action happening unless the gank comes in. But bot lane, just with the burst potential that Corki Tarek has against a Graves Nunu, is going to be really exciting to watch. And I'm really curious to see how well Lotta Morris and I Will Dominate really bring out their junglers here in this game. I'm really curious to see how well they gank and if there's any counter jungling that's going to happen or anything like that.
Yeah, and this game, as almost any other game, it's going to come down to the junglers. Junglers have the most influence over the game, so whoever can pull off more ganks and have a bigger presence is going to most likely win the game for their team.
That doesn't really seem fair.
It's
saying that because you're the jungler for Curse seems kind of one-sided.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
So you even got your own catchphrases.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we'll be starting up here in a second as the delay is over, and that loud gong sound does happen, and extremely frustrating. So we got a good 3 minutes here of waiting, and I guess in the meantime, what have you been up to, friends? What have you been doing?
Oh, been sleeping a bit, just catching up on sleep, and it's summer right now, so trying to stay outside the doors of this prison house.
Yeah, you had finals this past couple weeks, didn't you?
No, finals in Canada. Actually, university in Canada finishes about 2 months ago. So
Canada.
Yeah. Living the dream.
The dream in Canada. Is it what's the weather like there? Because I heard from a friend of mine who lives in Toronto. She's like, oh, it's like 13 degrees. It's like light jacket weather, and it's like 90 something degrees here in California.
Oh, it's really nice here. It's like 20 degrees today, and
really nice. It's like 20 degrees. Not bad.
Yeah. Actually, right now we're gonna be running commercials while the delay sets in. So just stick around. We'll have Dignitas vs Legion in 2 minutes.
Jeez, 20 degrees. You're crazy, man. Wait, is it Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius. We're talking Celsius.
Okay, all right.
We're
That's
not talking
bad.
Fahrenheit.
I'm about to say it's like below freaking freezing there, because I mean America's on Fahrenheit, but
yeah, no, we're talking Celsius. I'm telling the chat right now, it's 20 Celsius.
Yeah, I'm watching. I have my laptop open, just checking it out. Canada equals no
Everyone
mode.
thought it was Fahrenheit. It's Celsius.
Canada is the best of North America.
20 Kelvin.
Wait, how much? Wait, what is that in Fahrenheit? My
It's
maths.
68.
Oh, okay, that's actually not that bad.
Yeah, it's great. I'd personally prefer around 25, 30, but
Oh, do you guys use a meter system there?
yeah.
Oh, the metric system, I mean?
Mhm.
Interesting. All right, looks like. Actually, is that all the
The
ads that are
only
running?
place in the world that doesn't use it is the United States.
America.
The people that invented it don't even use it anymore.
What? We're America. I mean, clearly we're always right. People are like still pretty mad. Reading like, oh my god, 20 degrees Celsius. Alright, well this game's gonna be starting up here. We got 10 seconds left on this delay period, and hopefully I'm expecting an extremely good set of three here we got going. I know Legion's actually been coming into their own lately and definitely doing a lot of work. They're doing extremely well as well. As well, I guess. Yeah, let's go with that. As people can see my sound background while waiting for this to pick up. And we're good. Ooh, we got the Bloodborne Vladimir and the Surprise Party Fiddlesticks.
Only guy who doesn't own the skin here is Cutie Pie on Graves, but Graves taking cleanse this game against Amumu, Tarek, and Cassiopeia, so that's going to come in real handy for him. If he gets picked off, going to get focused most of the time because he's going to be the bigger, one of the main damage threats from Dignitas. So taking cleanse, making sure that he doesn't get CC'd and gets blown up immediately before he can release his damage.
Yeah, very true. And it's going to be really nice for him in bot lane as well. Having that exhaust and having that Ignite on Corki and Tarek is going to be extremely deadly for him as well. And why don't you actually take this part away here, talk about jungling, because this is like the really interesting part of what happens in the beginning of the game. It's counter jungling, any invading and stuff like that.
All right, so let's talk about starting items first. Both the supports from Dignitas and Legion are opting not to go for any Fairy Charms or Clairvoyance. They're both going with Exhaust Heal and Exhaust Flash. So both gonna have Exhaust for the bottom lane, and they're gonna start with 4 wards each, 4 green wards, a pink ward, and 2 potions on both sides. Instead, Tarek's going for a mana potion since he can heal himself, so he doesn't really need the HP potion. So all these wards are really going to give him a bit of safety in the early games. And with the pink ward, they obviously want to have control of the bushes in the early game, because if you get stunned by a Tarek stun and then Ignite and a combo from Corki with his Gatling gun, you're going to take quite a bit of damage. While everybody else is shopping for boots and potions, except for Amumu, who's starting with a regrowth pendant. So he'll most likely be using health regen quints, gonna help him go through his entire jungle level 4, and then shop for a Philosopher's Stone. And every other build is pretty standard except for Voivod on top lane, who's kind of scared of being camped. So he's actually purchasing no HP potions in the early game and bought boots, a ward, and a mana potion. So he's relying on his drain to stay alive, and with the ward to prevent ganks.
Yeah, and definitely no invading as well. I mean, you really want to get this blue buff on these 2 junglers to really be effective, during this early game here. I mean, if you deny that blue buff to one of them, it's really going to hurt them. And not really too... Well, actually, I would have to say that Dignitas actually does have a better invade team. Having that Fiddlestick's potential fear, having that Rune Prism, having that stun and pull from Dominate can really do a lot of work.
The thing is, getting fear level 1 is going to hinder his
Very
ability
true.
to stay in lane in the early game very, very, very severely.
Alright, looks like just both people getting blue buff here. Looks like actually Mumba a little bit ahead of Dominate here, who just finally got that blue buff. And both of them just doing that standard route.
They're actually, Dominate is even because he did not have to use Smite when jungling
Oh,
with
very
blue buff.
true.
He got plenty of help from Nunu. So now Amumu's going to be using just his Despair and Tantrum while he gets red buff, while even Nautilus, excuse me, can go with a smite and go for a quick gank on top lane.
Richie, a little bit of action going on bottom, a little bit of trading of damage. As you know, Graves is going to be doing those buck shots through their mini waves to clear a little bit of them and harass Corki at the same time. And some action going on top lane. Has actually Voidway going for a cruiser, and we see an ignite going down on a minion. Looks like Voidway actually blew that ignite on the wrong target, trying to go for that early kill there.
He also used flash somehow. We didn't catch it, but he failed flash or just misplaced his fingers and doesn't have any summoner spells right now. So that's kind of risky right now. Maybe there's something wrong with his bindings, but he doesn't have any summoner spells and actually missed both. So
that's unfortunate. And I'm hearing that apparently there's lag on the stream. I'm not 100% sure. If maybe you could all tab out and actually let me know or something, because I'm not 100% sure. I always see people complaining about lag. Usually they're Europeans who have a bad server over there for Twitch, but just kind of want to make sure. Apparently there's people saying no. Alright, well sorry about that, guys. And we see Fiddlesticks actually getting an early ward down here. Does not want to be ganked, especially not having that flash up anymore, which he's extremely susceptible to ganks. And it looks like Dominate is still just sticking in the jungle as we see a Mumu potentially going for a gank here on Ryze in mid lane.
now Tarek warding the river entrance. Gank goes on middle lane.
Oh, he lands the bandage toss!
And that's first blood going
wow.
to Mumu.
What was that? He hit it like
through
the
minions. Wow.
An amazing game. Cassiopeia definitely has that advantage now, having Ryze's flash down. Is definitely going to be able to hold that lane to her own, and it has that first blood. Well, the assist of first blood under her belt now.
Incredible bandage just from a Mumu. I don't know if that was luck or sheer skill, but it doesn't matter. They got the kill, and that's going to give the first blood going to Cassiopeia. She's going to be dominating the lane. Cassiopeia, one of the few heroes that can stand up toe-to-toe against Ryze, so Ryze going to be bit behind, and now Cassio does have flash, but Ryze does not, so he's going to be looking to play very safe now unless he gets
oh no, a lot of Morris actually might get caught here. Ray starts to cut you off there as he does get caught. This is not looking good for him as he gets ignited. He would be going down. Hopefully Scar will pick up this kill, get double buff, and he will. So now that first blood that he got against Scar doesn't not mean anything, especially when he has his blue buff now and does have that kill. So he is a kill over Cassiopeia, and he's going to be extremely deadly having that blue buff against Prawley.
And yeah, now he has double buffs and does not have ignite though, so Cassiopeia is in the stronger position right now, because even though he got first blood, he did not shop for any items, so he doesn't have an item advantage over Cassiopeia. So Ryze only has double buffs on Cassio, and a mana crystal, while she has 2 Doran Slays. So Cassio's still looking in the driver's seat for middle lane, but it's getting ganked now and does have flash.
Let's say she will be able to escape there, but at least they did build that flash. And I was checking out top lane right before this, and it's really funny is that Voidway's actually zoning Cruiser a little bit. I mean, because I'm assuming since he's Fiddlesticks, he is definitely a really good counter to Vladimir, but he's definitely keeping Cruiser sitting a little bit back, forcing him to farm on that tower.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks CC is very strong against Vladimir. Some people consider Fiddlesticks a counter to Vladimir in the lane, so that's the reason behind the pick of him. But we'll just have to see if Voidboy can manage to do that.
Just checking out his runes here. It looks like he's running like a pretty standard build here, having that 9 spell pen. Master's pretty similar too, as well, having that 10% spell penetration as well. And he just has 4% CDR, so he's pretty normal build, and he is leveling that drain up first. And Cruz, as you see right there, just taking an insane amount of damage from a Fiddlesticks, and he's got to back out now. And I would see actually a gank coming here at bottom from this bush here, as we see a stun go down on the Locust, and he does not have a flash to get away, so it looks like a little bit to pick up this kill as well. Gray's trying to harass down Demental, and as he's running away, Gray's almost able to pick up that kill, but now he's kind of caught all by himself, and will be able to escape since he does have that flash up to get over that wall. But really good gank from Lana Morris, really doing a lot of work right now with that Amumu. He got that nice gank middle, got another kill for bot lane, and now Legion's up with a 2-1 here.
Yeah, Mumu definitely the reason behind the early lead of Legion right now. And Graves did not follow up on Corki right there because Corki had gotten the damage done on bot lane without using Valkyrie. So if Graves were to have flashed for that kill, Corki could just Valkyrie away, and Graves would be caught out of position without
another gank coming in here in middle. Dominate being level 6, has to turn on, getting the ultimate as well. A lot of More's coming in from the river, and he's just going to kind of wait, maybe banish toss over this wall to save Prawley, as Ryze does get banish toss, and is being chased by a lot of Morris. But Skara, not really, he's really too scared of him, as he does have those double buffs, and he does push a lot of Morris out as well. Lucas did come up from his respawn to come help out, but it did not really do anything, and as well as Tarek coming in to maybe help counter gank that as well. And we see Voyboy actually did back to get his first couple items here. Did pick up those sword boots, has that Doran's ring. And we see Cruiser the Bruiser trying to work towards that revolver to get that really necessary lifesteal that he's going to need in lane.
Wards coming out from LgN. First ward going into one of the river bushes, trying to make sure that Cassiopeia does not get ganked from that side, which is also going to prevent Nautilus from swooping around into the red jungle of Legion.
Oh, and I actually missed a gank here, but I'm going to go ahead and use this new feature that we're looking on, that I've kind of been working on here, and it's a replay feature. Checking out Fiddlesticks sitting in this bush here, and you guys do see a live on the bottom right of your screen and the replay on the main screen. And Fiddlesticks just ulting over that wall, and the Ignite onto Probably does pick up that kill. Very good job by him. And now we'll bring you guys back to live. So I just want to point that kill out since you actually did miss that one, but now we're good. And then we see Scar coming in down here onto this Corki. Let's see if they will be able to pick up this kill here as well as Corki trying to turn around, maybe to pick up the kill on QtPie. Does not. And Nubish forced to flash away. It looks like he will be dove as well as Scar now picking up, will help you pick up a double kill at bot lane. So now Dignitas coming back here, having that 2 kill advantage now. Say we're down a good 2 in the beginning. Everyone's like, holy crap, that replay feature was nice.
Yeah, now Mumu gonna yank Vladimir. Vladimir gonna get feared and silenced. Will he be able to pull out? He does.
Oh no!
And they do not get. The dredge line goes onto Vladimir. Mumu uses ultimate. Can he tantrum?
Oh,
Fiddlesticks,
come on!
he cannot getting kited. Fiddlesticks, oh, gets hit by the banish dust. Mumu does not have flashes, Nautilus in the chase. He does have red buff. Cassiopeia coming in from the river. 1Q should surely do the trick. She starts moving with her passive. Dredge line goes in. Ultimate goes out, and Cassiopeia will surely pick up this kill for the red buff, giving a Mumu an assist on that. And that is a 6-4 lead from Dignitas. Actually, 5-4.
That was pretty hilarious. And as in the meantime, we see Dignitas actually be going for Dragon here. I know Mumu was in top lane. They have Vladimir killed, knowing that they have an easy advantage here at this Dragon. And it looks like they will be able to pick it up unnoticed, having that pink ward down as well. And yeah, sorry guys, it is live right now. It's a little weird with the feature. You can spam J, but it doesn't pick you back up to live until you hit it a couple more times. So we are back live. I was only like 1 second behind, but we are good. So checking out CS real quick, we see I'm a QtPie sitting there at 59 CS compared to Demon Lul's, how much he got? 53. And Demon Lul going for that early phase, which, I mean, is a pretty standard item on Corki. It helps build into that nice Trinity Force. And also gives him an extra health and some extra slow in lane, which is really nice for him, so he can, harass and do a lot more damage. Checking out mid lane, we see Scar with 60 CS, does have those Merc Treads, does have that Catalyst going to be backing. He has, does not have enough gold for his tier yet. We see Cassiopeia with 59, having 2 Doran's Rings of Sword Boots and that Amp Tomb. And at top lane, we see Voyboy on Fiddlesticks with 61 compared to Cruiser with 54. So Voyboy doing a really good job of using his advantage that he has just based on champions in that top lane.
Gonna be zoning out Vladimir. Vladimir's sustain is no match for Fiddlesticks' drain. And now Fiddlesticks does have ultimate, but the bush is warded from Vladimir, scared of that Fiddlesticks ultimate, and we're just gonna see if Fiddlesticks can pull a flash or ultimate into Vladimir, and will most likely be able to take him down in one fell swoop.
And in the meantime, bot lane, we see Loud Morse actually trying to go for a gank here at bot, trying to go unnoticed, but he does get spotted by that ward that is in that bush, so Dignitas doing a good job of just wasting his time since he did not know he was there. And we see Cassiopeia coming up from lane here against Voyboy. Looks like Voyboy will get caught here. He does not have a flash to get away, and he will be dropping the Cruiser and Probably. Really good job by Probably to come up there and help out Cruiser, who's just, really getting zoned quite well. And now Mumu at bot lane goes in from river, catches Locust here. Looks like Locust will be going down, popping that ultimate onto him. I'm a QtPie now, forced to back away. So now, wow, Loudmore's doing an amazing job with this on Mumu, I have to say, doing some really amazing ganks. And is really helping give that bot lane a really good advantage, knowing that Nunu does not have any escapes.
Yeah, he has 5 assists, which means he's been in almost every kill that LgN has. So he's doing an excellent job on Amumu. And I'd like to point out on the gank on top lane on Fiddlesticks, Cassiopeia knows that the Rise ward was in that bush, so actually opted to go all the way on the backside, going towards her blue and not even cutting across, just going through the lane all the way up, using a flash to get into range.
Oh, Bob, man, sorry. We see I'm QtPie actually getting caught by a stun here as Corki does go in on him, and he does force that cleanse. Sorry to cut you off there, but only QtPie almost dying there, actually. And I'm sorry, you were saying that Cassiopeia actually did go through her own blue buff, so she didn't get spotted for that gank.
Yeah, and Graves going to be safe with the cleanse.
We have it really good knowing that's down though. I mean, Nush's stun obviously has a quicker cooldown than that cleanse, so they easily could go for a gank here. Really, or not a gank, sorry, just a little bit of aggression here onto him as Demon Lowell's going to be backing out, maybe shop some items. He does have a good 1,300 gold on him, so maybe get some taxi boots, maybe a Dorn's ring, or maybe building towards a Sheen or some a Zeal towards his Triforce. Does end up going for that Dorn's blade and Berserker boots. And Boy just draining almost half of Cruiser's life there with just one drain. He is leveling up his drain first and going for Fierce second. Obviously taking a point ultimate at every opportunity he can. And Boy is he's doing an amazing job top lane, really doing extremely well zoning out Cruiser.
And there's 3 wards on top lane from Vladimir, so he's really scared of being ganked or being ulted by Fiddlesticks. So he wants to make sure he knows Fiddlesticks' positions at all time. But here comes the ultimate by Fiddlesticks. Is he gonna land the fear? He does. And this is he manages to pull while silenced. What?
Yeah.
Pulled while silenced.
Boy actually draining him on towers. You see Mumu coming in top lane, try to help out. And yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about lag with League of Legends. Things can happen that normally should not happen.
Yeah, that should not have happened.
And actually, in the meantime, during that, we saw Nautilus actually going mid against Cassiopeia and did pop the ultimate to get her. But she did escape, obviously, and did not have that flash up, so she just kind of walked away from that without being harmed. Actually, sorry, Nautilus did not blow the ultimate. I could have sworn I did see him blow that. And I'm a cutie pie and Locust just trying to harass down this tower. We see Locust actually leveled up his Ice Ball first, and his Blood Boil second, just sitting at level 2. See Cassiopeia and Rise. I mean, Cassiopeia leveling up that Q. Really good job by Cassiopeia, I think. Noxious Blast is an amazing skill to go against an AP carry that you can't really go head-to-head against. I mean, it provides really good zoning power and really good harass as well. You're not really able to, Twin Fang spam on the Rise who can pretty much go head-to-head against you and definitely take you on.
And Cassiopeia and the Mumu moving towards bottom lane. They want to do a dive right here. And Locust and Cutie Pie know this. They're backing off right now. Amumu and Cassio coming down. Can they escape? They do. The Blood Boil is strong enough.
Oh, the
flash bandage, but it Raves flashes because he does not have cleanse. So.
And I mean, at the top we saw Kill go down, so I'm going to pop that replay on one more time here as I do switch to the correct scene. And we see Boy just draining away a Cruiser and going to be just harassing him a little bit as he, I believe, does pop the ultimate onto him as well. Actually does not. Actually getting ignited and pulled and drained. Does pick up that kill, so Voidboy now doing a lot of work top lane. Gotta go ahead and switch it right back to the live here, hopefully, as it does do it correctly the first time. And let me go ahead and switch this right back to the live view.
That is the exact reason why Fiddlesticks is considered a counter to Vladimir, because he can drain him while he's pooled. So he's gonna take pool cost 20% of Vladimir's health, so he's killing himself while he goes into the invulnerable form. But still untargetable, I mean, not invulnerable, and takes damage.
Oh no, Noobish might get caught here, and he is going to get caught trying to ward as Scar and Locust are just doing a great amount of damage to him, and he does go down. Cassiopeia trying to flash in and get that ultimate off, but it looks like she's going to end up being her demise as well from that. Lucas pops the ultimate to keep her slowed, and now a great 2-for-1 in favor of Dignitas right there. And Dignitas doing a great job of, since they were shut down, well, not extremely shut down, but ganked really well early on. They're doing a great job of coming back and kind of just shrugging that off. As we do see Dragon is up, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see them going for the second Dragon of the game.
Yeah, that Dragon is up right now, so Dignitas should be able to take this without any problems, since Cassiopeia is not up for another 10 seconds, and it's about 20 to 25 seconds walk from lane onto mid or bottom, so that's going to be a free Dragon for Dignitas. I don't think Legion can contest it, not without Vladimir ult.
Yeah, and Fiddlestick does have his ultimate up as well, so if they were to go in, they would meet their demise to that ultimate. And yeah, it looks like Dignitas going to pick up the second Dragon of the game. They're sitting there with a nice 4K gold lead. Looks like Boyboy actually going in here on Cruiser, and he might be able to pick up the kill, getting a nice fear onto him as Noobish now is going to get focused down. And they are not able to pick up a kill here, but Nautilus is coming in. Gets a nice stun. Mumu actually ulting onto 3 members of Dignitas. Cutie Pie popping that cleanse to get away. They do pick up 2 kills. Demon Low is going against Cutie Pie, and he just bounced over that wall perfectly, able to survive. Does go down to that red buff. And now I'm a Cutie Pie, just wow, just wow, just like dashing over that wall, barely surviving. Looks like Dominate now will go down. So a nice 1-for-4 trade for Legion. They did lose that Dragon, but they did come out on top with those 4 kills.
Yeah, the whole fight began with Voidboy ulting and flashing for Vladimir and Taric with the fear on Vladimir. Vladimir does have Mercury Tread, so he's able to survive through the fear and make it last for much less time that the actual how long does it last right now? It is 2 seconds, so be able to escape away from the fear safely, and then they turn it around with the ultimates from a Mumu and Corki's Gatling gun, being able to hit everybody with his magic damage and armor shredding, being able to pick up kills and just barely dies to the red buff from Nautilus, but Cutie Pie doing damage, just barely living 101 right now with a Bloodthirster.
Yeah, I have to ask, do you think Galio would have been a better choice for Skara instead of that Rise to help out that Fiddlesticks ultimate?
Hmm. It would have. It most definitely would have been a better pick right now because Galio's MR comes in extremely handy against this basically 5 magic damage team. 5 magic damage dealing team. Excuse me. But I mean, they did pick Rise early because Rise is considered a valuable pick early. And the
Oh, a lot
Vanish
of
Sauce just
wars.
misses.
It's barely missing that Vanish Toss over the wall. That would probably have been a guaranteed kill, as we see. And a Shirley's popped here trying to chase down Skara. But with that new Rise ultimate, being able to run away extremely fast. And looks like we might see probably come down bot lane here, as he's going to be spotted by this ward on Dragon. And some pings are coming down from Legion here. And Dignitas just going to kind of back away and not really be harmed too much. As you see Luda actually going in that middle. As you see Skara and Dominic going to be able to catch a movie here as a nice ultimate knocks him up. And now Skara with a nice Rune Prison does get him stunned, but now he's flashing over the wall. Gets picked up by a Dredge line. It looks like he dropped in there. Skara does pick up that kill. And now Cruz are going to be caught here. Will not be able to survive this if they get one more Rune Prison onto him. And he does barely get away with that nice heal from Nubish, who is now going in and is getting hurt quite well. We see 4 members from Legion now coming in from that bottom river, and Dignitas forced to escape away. Picking up at least that 1 kill on a Mumu, so good job by them there.
Yeah, Mumu getting caught out of position. It's very hard to escape a Nautilus. Nautilus CC is just incredibly high. There's not another hero in the game that can provide so many crowd control effects packed into just one person.
I might have to say, what about Leona?
No.
Really?
No, because Nautilus has a passive that deals CC. And his slow is AoE as well as a displacement. Leona, I don't.
Oh no, probably looks like he might be going down here to Void Blaze. He pops the ultimate right on top of him. Probably turn around, popping the ultimate as well, trying to burn him down before he does go, and he does trade kills with Void Boy there. Good job by Probably at least to turn something out of nothing right there. And now we see both APs going down in that top lane, with a little bit of grouping going down in middle as Corki just trying to farm away at these minions here. Sitting with 127 CS compared to Graves' 167, so Corki really far behind. You know, a good 40 CS behind on the Cutie Pie now. We see Cassiopeia with 127 compared to Rise's 125, so that's pretty even right there, as I just squeak. And we see top lane with Cruiser on Vladimir with 98 compared to Voidboy's 123. And now Voidboy actually does pick up that Rylas and does go for that Negatron cloak, so I'm assuming he's going to be building towards that Abyssal to help out with that Cassiopeia and that Vladimir.
Don't count out the Sash just yet, though. QSS does really help against Fiddlesticks. He manages to pop the drain off much more often since it has a less than 6-second cooldown. But Abyssal would not be a bad pickup, but I mean, Rise already has one, so going with 2 Abyssals this early may be counterproductive for Dignitas.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, and that's a little bit of overlook on my part, but yeah, that QSS would be perfect for him, being able to get out of that Amuma ultimate, being able to get out to Taric stun, as well as the Cassiopeia ultimate. We're really helping out and do a lot more damage. Definitely correct there, sir.
And all of Dignitas getting spotted by the Tribush ward on top lane, so top lane Dignitas going for a 3-man push with Graves and Nunu joining in just now. Meanwhile, Corki going to be pushing Ip in middle lane, but is Nunu going to flank them?
No. As he almost got caught by Lotta Morse there, who does have his ultimate up, so they could go for an engage here. Cassiopeia does have her ult up as well, so we could see a really nice engage coming down here, as we see Lotta Morse actually just sitting there at blue buff. Not really want to engage since it is 11-11, but Dignitas does have a nice goal lead, sitting about 5k ahead of him.
Yeah, and that's coming up from the Dragons and the 2-tower advantage, as well as a slight lead in CS, and the fact that they both teams have the same amount of gold per 5, so it's basically just Dragons, Towers, and slight lead in CS that's keeping Dignitas ahead right now because they both have 11 CS. 11 kills.
Yeah, I was about to say 11 CS. That's pretty low for 22 minutes. Yeah, we're seeing Nautilus come out with that Aegis. Pretty standard build on him, I would assume. Not really seeing a Shirley's out of him yet, but I'm assuming he will be going up for that pretty soon. He does have that Frozen Heart building towards, especially for that Corki. Even though Corki doesn't auto-attack too much, I mean, the cooldown reduction he's going to get from it, and the armor, and the attack speed reduction will help out, obviously.
Now Dignitas camping the top lane Brush, making sure that they want to be able to catch LGN off guard, but they get spotted by the blue bush ward by Legion. Cassiopeia throwing down her spells, slowing them and getting her passive off just for a little bit. Dignitas definitely has a very, very quick Baron, so Legion gonna have to stick around, go through all this ward coverage before they go for anything.
Ooh, just missing that dredge line barely, and that would have been really bad. As their engage would have been thrown off right there. But we do see Voyboy in this bush here. It looks like he will be catching Probably here as Voyboy able to tank this with that Megatron cloak. Will be dropping now to Corki. And now we see a Mumo coming down as well as a Nunu ult. Zombie Cutie Pie will be dropping as well right here. Hopefully he's sitting there with no health. Demon Lord trying to escape here. Does flash over that wall and does survive. We see Probably coming around to help him out. Nunu trying to at least pick up one kill here. As we see an ace coming down for Legion. Amazingly well played right there. And now this is not good. Now they're able to pick up this Baron. They do have this, will most likely have the gold lead right after this as well. And now Dignitas, that's, what do you got to say about that? That's not good at all. I mean, being able to
that is just being outpicked, I have to say. Because they feared Cassiopeia and wanted to focus her down, but Cassio has a Negatron cloak and was able to survive the burst from Rise and Fiddlesticks. So she managed to live and pull off her ultimate with a flash away, but all 5 members of Legion deal high amounts of magic damage with the exception of Tarek, but even him does a bit of magic damage with his ultimate and Shatter. But they have a double Will of the Ancients with a Vladimir and the Cassiopeia, both very high damage, very low cooldown spell, so they both manage to stay alive for a very, very long time without being focused down.
I'm actually going to go to the replay of that fight real quick since that was an extremely important fight. Just real quick, since not too much is happening right now, since both teams are going to be backing out, spamming this button. As we do see, Voyboy getting caught in that bush, and we see Probably able to help burst him down extremely quick. Demon Lord, really good position on his part, able to stay out of most of the fight, but does jump into that Nunu ultimate. But he was able to flash over that wall, which really saved him right there. I mean, him staying alive helped kill that Graves, helped kill this Nunu, and he escaped with about 50 health there, so really good job on his part. And that was actually perfect positioning as well on his part.
That's the power of double Will of the Ancients.
Yeah, very true. I mean, Cassiopeia was able to stay alive, Vladimir was able to stay alive with all that damage that was being done to him, and it was extremely close too. They both got extremely low, and yeah, that double Woda definitely pulling through for them, and definitely really good picks on their part. I'm really surprised to see a perfect ace though with how low everyone on Legion was.
Shurelius going down on the Mumu. Mumu does have ultimate. Is he going to catch Skyra off guard? He does not. Miss his advantage stuff, so just going to go ahead, take blue buff, deny it from Rise, but Graves going to steal it with his ultimate.
Graves, what was that? That was a nice ultimate on his part to pick that up.
And blue buff isn't going to give him a shorter cooldown on it, so well played by him.
Yeah, and definitely you denied it as well to, Probably or to maybe Cruiser to help their cooldowns and extra damage. So definitely, yeah, that was really well needed. As we see, Vladimir actually flashing ultimate 3 members of Dignitas. Scar getting extremely low as he's going to be backing out. Will be dropping. And now we see Dominate takes advantage. I see Williams popping on that ultimate. Voyboy popping his ultimate as well, but Laudamor's the only one inside of it. And Laudamor is going to be able to escape potentially as he's extremely low. Does go down to Greaves, however. And now Corki trying to chase him down with 4 members of Dignitas under half health. I'm a Cutie Pie sitting there with 200 health, extremely low. But great, actually, that was a great initiate by Legion there. I didn't really think Dignitas expected such a hard engage coming from them.
Yeah, usually when pushing a tower, you never see an engage happen that quickly without any hesitation. So very well done by them. And even though nobody it was a 1-for-1 exchange, Rise for a moment.
Oh no.
They didn't manage to kill any.
Oh no. Oh no. I got no words as Locust face checking that bush. Really well played by Legion there. Now we should be able to get this top tower with ease. But that was really well played. Definitely bait him into there as we check out vision here. We see Dignitas only has vision in the bottom of the map right now. They have no vision in that top side. They do have really good jungle placement wards. However, they can't capitalize on it now with this this inhibitor being down and checking out Legion's vision. They do have a lot of bottom checked out here as they were pushing that bot lane as we see right here, and they do have that nice ward there to prevent. Or at least giving sight for anyone that Dignitas is going to be coming in with. So now it looks like you should back out, buy some new items. We see how much gold we have on each of them. We got Cassiopeia with 1,600 gold. We see Quirk with 1,900, Vladimir with 1,400, Mumu with 1,200, and Tarek with 1,300. So they're going to have a lot of spending money and are going to come back extremely, a lot stronger. I'm going to say. I'm not going to say extremely strong because they're, or, because anything can happen right now, but definitely going to be coming back a lot stronger. As you see Cassiopeia picking up that Quicksilver Sash, which is definitely needed on her part.
Same goes for Fiddlesticks. He chose to buy a Quicksilver Sash and felt like he was getting bursted down a bit too hard by Quirky, so picked up a chain vest as well. That's going to be built into his Hourglass, which is a much needed item on Fiddlesticks. I'm kind of surprised why he didn't buy that first over the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, but I guess that's how he plays Fiddlesticks in top lane. But the lead now going to Legion by 1,000 gold, so Dignitas losing that 5k gold lead, and the game's going in Legion's favor at this point from that engaged 5 for none ace and inhibitor. So very well played by them.
I do have to say that Fiddlesticks is just going to be falling off the rest of this game. He doesn't have the AP he needs to do anything. As you see, Shreya's popped, and Demon Law actually jumping over this wall here. We see Fear coming out of Void Boy, but he gets stunned by Tarek. Pops that QSS. Looks like he might be able to get away here. He does pop that ultimate onto him and does pick up that kill. But like I was saying, I mean, just Fiddlesticks is just falling off extremely hard right now. He isn't able to survive an ultimate in. He doesn't have that much AP to even go in with to begin with. I mean, he does have that nice Rylai's, but that, being forced to go QSS and now a Zhonya's is really going to hurt him as he's just not able to do the damage he needs. He does have that, pretty good CC, that Fear, but it does not last long enough or is not up quick enough for their team to capitalize on it. All they really have right now is that Nautilus and that Rise to do anything in sort of CC-wise.
Very well played by Legion to be where they saw Fiddlesticks farming bottom and the Shurelia's in place trying to lock him down. They know Fiddlesticks has no escape method, so chasing him down, getting the kills, and this will most likely result in this outer tower. Fiddlesticks will most likely spawn by the time Legion is up for this tower, but they still got a tower off 1 kill, and that's how the small leads start transitioning into big leads.
Yeah, exactly. 1,000 gold now to 3,000 gold, so they're definitely catching up here. It's probably almost getting caught right there. But yeah, now Legion just roaming around as 5, trying to get these towers, get some extra gold income, and definitely keep some pressure on the Dignitas. And this looks like Legion just going to pick up some jungle creeps here, just back out. Not really try to give away their lead. There's no point to be super aggressive right now. Cassiopeia's ultimate is on cooldown, so they're waiting for that before they want to engage, obviously. And they're kind of just, roaming around. There's no real point to blow the game right now when they're so far ahead. Well, not extremely far ahead, but from where they were from the beginning of the game, they are extremely far ahead, considering.
Now at this point, both teams are about to have every single ultimate and summoner spell up, so this is going to be a very big battle, very flashy battle as well, and it's going to be most likely for the Baron. Dignitas does have Baron warded with a pink ward from the backside, so they know that Legion does not have a ward in the Baron pit. Now the next battle is going to be contesting that.
I had to say this though, we see Cassiopeia and Vladimir both picking up their death caps.
Yeah, and Cassie with the QSS, so she can't be focused down now. She's going to be able to stay alive with the double ward at the heal on... No, they don't have a heal, but the double ward at 40% spell vamp is going to be very, very strong. As well as the Mumu picking up the oracles. They want to make sure they can get the Baron without Dignitas knowing about it.
Oh, and Mumu actually going to be... He did pick up that Abyssal, as we were talking about earlier, and does have a... an Aegis as well. Wow, I can't believe I just blanked out on that name since I do main support. But yeah, picking up that Aegis as well, and Mumu, I mean... 2,700 life, has 125 AP, so you really can't count his damage out. He definitely will be doing quite a bit, as they are going for Baron here, and it looks like Dignitas knows that they are going to be going for it and are trying to come in and do something about it, as Dominate flashes over that wall, but does miss the smite onto him, so now he will pay the price and die, and now Legion looks like they will be able to get 2 inhibitors here if they want, or maybe even, kind of force an engage and push for a win here.
I think they're going to go for the push. They're doing the double Shurelias. They want to make sure they get there as quick as possible with 30 seconds on Nautilus and without any ultimate. So with the Baron, you saw how strong they were. They managed to kill the Baron in about 10 seconds. So I think they're going to go for the win. But if they choose to go for the safe route, they can just take all 3 inhibitors right now and make the minions
do the work for us. Yeah, Mumu does have Flash Ultimate up, and so does Cassiopeia, so this could be a really strong engage on their part. Dignitas cannot afford to be out of position any sort of way right now. They're going to have to give up these inhibitors. There's no real point, because if any of them do die, that is the game for them. As we see them just backing out, Legion maybe even going to be going for this top tower here, or just going to back up, get this red buff, and just keep the lanes pushed in. That looks like they're actually going to go for this tower here.
they're actually giving Corki red, but before they continue this push, they have to stay on this. They have only Corki has 2,000 gold, enough to shop for a big item next, but it is not worth it for him to shop right now, wasting Baron time. So they're gonna stick around, try to push top lane, get the tower, and they can do so because there's super minions spawning from both other lanes. So Dignitas gonna have to send manpower to those lanes, make sure they don't get to the 2 Nexus turrets. So this should be a free inhibitor.
Yeah, and Latimer's really trying to look for an engage here, as he might even see it, knowing that Graves is pretty close up, but Graves does not have a QSS, so it obviously does have that cleanse. So I really want to see a nice engage here and a nice fight, but it looks like Legion's going to take the safe route and let all their lanes just push through and force Dignitas to either, push them back out or defend this tower. And what do you think Dignitas can do here to come back? I mean, they kind of are in a really bad situation, have those 2 inhibitors down. Legion does have this Baron. What would you try to do in this situation?
Well, they need to. I think this Legion needs to make mistakes for other Dignitas to win. I don't think there's anything they can do on their own on a 5-on-5 engage to beat Legion right now. The team that they have is so far ahead at this point that there's really nothing they can do to fight them. On a straight up 5v5 engage, the Mercury tries on Vladimir and Pool, as well as the QSS on Cassiopeia, and the distance that Corki's going to have is going to prevent any of them from being picked off.
Oh, this is flashing in, trying to go for the ultimate. It's going to be able to catch someone here. As you see, Fiddlesticks actually ulting as well. Moving, letting the ultimate on a couple of people of Dignitas. Now I see Voidboy going down is probably forced to flash away, almost dropping, and now Locust trying to chase him down. QtPie does pick out Cruiser there. However, Latimor's does get that kill instead, and looks like Scar will be dropping as well. So a triple kill going for Demon Lil, and it looks like they will be able to take this win here of the game 1 of this best of 3. Very well played by Legion. They were down at the beginning, even though Latimor's was pulling off some amazing ganks, but they came back, finally got the gold lead towards the end of the game, and just took that momentum and just stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Legion taking game 1 against Dignitas in this best of 3. And so game 2, we're gonna look to see maybe in the Mumu band coming, maybe Cassie or Vladimir. Seems like everybody on Legion did work on their heroes. So let's see what Dignitas has to say in retaliation to that very impressive, well played game.